Well, there is some promising news amid this emergency in the wake of ex-tropical cyclone Alfred. And this emergency, of course, is spanning 2 states. The Bureau says here where we are now, the Bremer River in Ipswich, we understand the river may have peaked below the level recorded in the 2017 floods. Life is starting to return to normal for some communities in the flood zones. More schools are reopening today. However, multiple flood warnings are still in place. Homes are isolated. More than 100,000 people are still without power. And of course, there is a huge clean-up ahead. Well, Catherine and James, I am here in Ipswich where the community was on edge overnight. So a watch and act alert went out yesterday morning. In fact, residents were door knocked in the early hours of yesterday morning. About this time yesterday, they were told to prepare to leave. So there was a lot of concern that the river here would peak above the 2017 flood level. It looks as though that hasn't happened. So the floodwaters did peak in the early hours of this morning. We understand, though, they are beginning to recede, which is good news. So we did have that watch and act level. We had the evacuation centre open at the showgrounds. We understand about 24 or so people took refuge in that evacuation centre last night. We're still waiting to hear on where the properties have been inundated, but I can tell you that the suburbs of Bandara and Boomer and the CBD, they're the ones that have been mostly affected by these rising floodwaters. So at this stage, things are looking fairly positive here in Ipswich. We do have plenty of other warnings, though, at this stage. Most of those are looking okay. We will hear from the Weather Bureau a bit later in the program, though.
Yeah, fingers crossed, Emma, that things stay dry, and that is good news. I know a lot of people in Ipswich were frantically refreshing rainfall totals and also the Weather Bureau website last night.